What happened? Kim.
Kimmy? Can you hear me? Kim, please say something!
Damn it. I need to get up there fast. That sled was in my plane. I use it during the winter to unload cargo. It looks like the crash didn't do it too much harm, although the seat's missing. Looks like I can still use this. It's only the seat that's missing. I'll take it with me. A piece of my plane's propeller. Poor girl, took quite a beating. She'll never forgive me. This crate was hurled out the plane, but it's still in one piece. True British workmanship. We can make an indestructible crate, but we can't build trains that run on time. I could use that to pry open the lid. Who would have guessed? It worked. The crate's open. Let's see what we have here. A gramophone and a few records. Most of it smashed to pieces. I'd take a ration pack over smashed records any day. Although I'd take whole records and a working gramophone over the ration pack. Josephine Baker is all the sustenance I need. My Ford. They only made 199. I guess there's one less now. Still, I better get to Kimmy. She's almost as beautiful. It's too steep and icy. I can't climb up there without help. Crap. We've crashed in the middle of the uncharted Himalayas. We could be hundreds of miles away from anything. Nice view, though.
Whoa! Good boy! Good sheep!
The Argali's trying to defend its territory. I'll leave it to it. They look like ritual incense sticks. This seems to be a place of worship for the locals, although it looks like they might have more popular tourist attractions. I haven't the faintest idea what that is. Looks like coal, though. That must be an Argali, a type of mountain sheep. That's the second biggest sheep I've ever seen. The wrecked Messerschmitt. Looks like it didn't get much further than my little Ford. Good. Might be something over there I can use to help Kim. I need to get over this crevasse first. Lush white snow. No point trekking up there for no reason. A big pile of snow. No thanks. My fingers are already frozen stiff. I can use this to collect some snow. I'll spread the snow evenly across the rock, but I'll need a couple more loads to get everything covered nicely. Okay, I'm done. I am so going to clear this thing on the sled. Without fixing it up first, though, I'm going to be very sore when we land. I can use this to replace the missing seat. I can't believe I'm about to jump a crevasse in a sled, but it's all fixed up and there's enough snow. Made my sled better lie in it. can't believe that worked. Stunning. The wing's covering's damaged. It looks loose. There's some sharp edges. I can't remove it with bare hands. I could use that to remove the cover without cutting my hands. The framework of the Messerschmitt's wings. It's made of lightweight aluminium. Most of the cockpit is missing. Looks like the pilot got out in time. Let's see if I can find anything useful. A dirty pilot's jacket. The pockets are empty, but something seems to be sewn in between the leather and the lining. Ah, that'll work. I can cut out the jacket lining to find some kind of document. A piece of lambskin, cut from the pilot's jacket. I think he could have done with putting this thing through the wash a bit more often. Probably smelled better when it was alive. If my German's up to scratch, which it isn't, but let's assume it is, then this is the permit you need for safe escort through a foreign country during a military operation. I should have a closer look at it. The name of the operation seems to be written up here. Vril. Ah, of course. Vril. Why, that means... Actually, no, I have no idea what that means. Something German, probably. It's in German and Tibetan. It says the holder of this document is ensured safe passage at checkpoints and a certain level of immunity with local authorities. I can see 2 seals down here. One's Tibetan government, but I don't know the other one. Some kind of German organization. The Tool Society. Never heard of that before. Regardless, looks like the Germans are here with Tibet's blessing. Something for Lord Weston once we get home. It's a puddle of melted water. The tail of the wreck has caught fire. This isn't a moving picture, though. It's not about to explode. Though if it did, I'm sure that somehow a lone cartwheel would roll out of the wreck. The wing is too heavy to take with me, but I can push it over the slippery ground. No thanks. My fingers are already frozen stiff.
Kim!
Thank goodness. She's alive.
Kim! Can you hear me?
Damn it, she's unconscious. But I'll never get her out of the wreck without her help. I need to wake her somehow. She doesn't look hurt, but if I leave her here much longer, she'll freeze to death. I need to bring her to somehow.
Kim! Kimmy, can you hear me?
She's out cold. Perhaps I can push the cockpit to the side a bit and then pull Kim out. No chance. I'll never get Kim out of there without her help. The cockpit's completely crushed. Kim's lucky she doesn't have any real injuries. Sharp propeller blades plus cockpit equals open sesame. Blades plus soft flesh equals a very angry Kim. Better leave it alone. The parachute from my plane. I can't reach it. The propeller blade's too short. I can't reach the parachute with it. Okay, I'll put the lambskin on the sled so I'll have a nice soft seat next time. Hey, this is starting to look like an animal. And now for some legs. Wow, this thing is uncannily lifelike. I mean, if I squint my eyes a bit, it starts to scare me. I wonder what'll happen next. Ah, it destroyed my beautiful handiwork. Oh well. This horn's all that survived the Argali attack on my sled. Hey, maybe that's what happened to Richard. A heavily armed military patrol wiped out by killer goats. This horn broke off when the Argali went after my sled. Oh, and now the leather strap is coming off. Great. I don't want to steal these and end up getting smited. Oh, ancient Tibetan god, if you want to hold on to these, please give me some sign. Nope, I guess we're good. What are those strange lumps? Looks like coal. Or... oh no, of course not. It's poo. I'll light one of them. Phew, what a stink. Perfume's not really a man's thing. Okay, the leather strap is long enough. Let's see if it's any good as a whip. Something about this just feels right. Too bad. I guess that only works in adventure films. Pleasant aroma or not, this stuff is better off in there than outside, and I feel more comfortable about it. Let's see. That stuff actually burns, and it doesn't even smell that bad. Finally, a stroke of luck. Okay, I'll wet the leather strap. It's cold. Oh, nice. The strap's frozen through already. That might work. I've lit an incense stick. The smell from this thing could wake the dead. This smoke is vile. Let's hope it wakes her up.
Kim! You alive?
What? Yeah, I think so. Oof, what's that awful smell?
Sorry, I had to wake you up somehow, and I didn't really think you'd like the alternative. Are you sure you're okay?
Pretty sure. My head is aching and I'm cold as ice, but other than that, everything's fine.
We have to get you out of there. Help me lift the roof of the cockpit. Damn it! It's barely budging.
Now what? You better have a plan B.
I'm working on it.
Whatever you're doing, do it faster.
I need more strength to get the cockpit off.
Let's get this chute hooked up to the cockpit. Okay, ripcord time.
Ha! Did you see that? Done.
Wonderful. I'm gonna kill you anyway.
Do it later. Right now, we have to get you out of this wreck. Well, thawed out again. You slept almost 4 hours.
I'm still pretty cold.
Move about a bit. You'll warm up. We've got the fire burning. We're not going to keel over anytime soon.
Wow, you really know how to reassure a girl. So what do we do now? Let me guess. You'll think of something.
We'll have to stay here for the night. It'll be dark soon.
A whole night? In the cold? Oh, wonderful. That's something to tick off my to-do before I die list. Probably the last thing. Remind me. You made me leave Hong Kong because... What was it you said? To be safe? Yeah, that was it. Come with me, you said. Otherwise the Triads will kill you, you said.
Kim.
You're safe with me, you said. The great hero, Fenton Paddock.
Kim!
Let Fenton Paddock keep you safe. Absolutely no chance of being chased by Triads, shot down by Nazis, and stranded in the middle of the Himalayas to freeze to death. No, sir.
Kim, shut up for a second and listen to me. While you were sleeping, I checked out your uncle's documents.
So?
He was traveling this region in 1922 with a researcher named Arthur Hayes. Ring any bells?
Yes, Uncle Wang told me about that expedition. Many times. Professor Hayes had taken him along on his Himalaya trip as a cartographer.
Well, I noticed something really strange. Most of his notes are written in traditional Chinese, but your uncle wrote some of the sections in a language I've never seen before. According to what I could read, he and Hayes were looking for a monastery, which they figured was in this region. Do you know what that means?
That you can't read every kind of language?
Be serious. If there really is a monastery somewhere around here, it might be a safe place to head towards.
Okay. My uncle sometimes wrote certain things in a kind of secret script that only he and I could decipher. Show me the documents.
Here, can you read any of it?
Well, it says here that a storm hit and my uncle and Professor Hayes took shelter in a cave.
We were more than happy to have found shelter in time. When we moved further into the cave, we noticed we were not the only ones seeking shelter there. In the glow of our torches, we recognized a man leaning against the cave wall. Hayes spoke to him, but the stranger did not react. On closer inspection, we realized why. The man was dead. He was frozen stiff, and it was likely he had already been there for quite some time. The man was wearing a monk's robe and presumably had an attack of weakness during a pilgrimage. Hayes brought my attention to something. The torn up and burned remains of a parchment lay beside the corpse. It is possible that the monk had used the last of his strength to build a fire. On examining the burnt remains more closely, it turned out to be a map. Hayes was able to determine a few checkpoints, and thus conclude that it showed the region we were in. The texts we were able to identify on the map were written in an ancient script, of which Hayes was able to translate little. While the professor's eyes wandered across the map, he suddenly gasped. His trembling fingers moved over one word, Kembalong. Hayes, who had studied every possible source of information prior to beginning his expedition, explained that many myths and legends shrouded a valley by that name. They say there is an ancient monastery in the valley where no outsider has ever been. According to the legends, the monks from Kembalung Valley guard an ancient and very powerful secret. It was possible that we had come across a key to this hidden valley, and Hayes suddenly became excited when he realized what that could mean for him, the leader of the Tibet expedition. In that moment, I took a closer look at the dead monk. Could he be one of those monks living a secluded life in the valley? Where did he want to go? Or was he returning from somewhere and didn't have the strength to continue? My eyes dropped to his hands, and I noticed that the fingers of his left hand were wrapped tightly around something. Hayes noticed it too and opened the clutched fingers in a somewhat harsh manner. Hayes grasped the object and held it to the light of my torch. It was a stone, resembling the eye of a dragon. There was a green gemstone in its center, through which the light was refracted, falling onto the walls in a most fascinating pattern. Hayes put the stone away. He must have noticed the look on my face, because he justified himself. He remarked that the stone was better off in the hands of a researcher than those of some farmers or shepherds who might discover the cave someday.
Okay, now skip a few passages. Did they find the monastery?
Hold your horses. It's been a while since I last read this stuff. I'm a little rusty. They headed off to find the Kembalung Valley, but the approaching winter made it impossible. They couldn't make it through the mountains, so they broke off the hunt. They got home, and Hayes tried to raise money for another expedition with better equipment, but nobody was interested. People figured he was hunting myths. Uncle drew a map showing the valley's estimated location. It shows us where they gave up as well.
Perfect. We can use it.
I don't know. It's all pretty vague. How do you know the monastery exists at all?
Hayes and your uncle believed it was here. Right now, that's good enough for me. And, to be perfectly honest, it is our only chance.
Then I suppose we don't have a choice.
Wait. Can you hear that?
Sounds like an engine. Oh no. Not another plane?
No, that's not a plane. It sounds more like... a truck. Grab your stuff. Change of plan.
What?
We're following the truck. It must be going somewhere.
Could we stop for a moment, please?
No, we need to keep moving. The snow's already starting to cover the tracks. Can you make it a bit further?
Do I have a choice?
I'm sure we'll find something soon.
And what makes you so sure?
I'm a boundless optimist.
Hey, what is that?
Looks like a military camp.
I didn't know Tibet had an army.
They don't. Remember that fighter plane?
Germans? What are they doing here? Have they attacked Tibet?
I doubt it. Let's break out the glasses. Damn it.
What's going on?
They're holding British soldiers captive. There's at least one officer with them.
Richard?
No, not Richard. But maybe someone from his unit. They must have met the Germans somewhere along the line.
What are we going to do?
What do you think? Rescue the officer, debrief him, find the rest of his group, and get everyone home in time for tea and medals.
And we do that how?
We? Forget it, Kim. You've made it this far, but you're sitting this one out.
What? You expect me to just sit here and watch while you break into a heavily guarded military camp, get caught and tortured, and then leave me to freeze to death?
For now, we just need to get the lay of the land. Then we'll wait till dark and make a foolproof plan. How's that?
Why do I always let you talk me round?
Maybe because you actually think I'm a pretty great guy.
Dream on, Paddock.
Okay, so far, so easy. Something tells me that's about to change. This place is bigger than it looked. What the hell are the Germans up to out here?
Wo willst du denn hin, Werner?
Ich muss mal kurz dem kleinen Mann die große Welt zeigen.
Passt auf, dass ihr beide nicht in eine dieser Gletscherspalten fallt. Da draußen ist alles löchrig wie ein Schweizer Käse.
Bin ja nicht blöd. Oh.
Good thing he picked the other side of the barracks to do his business. The guards seem to be having a nice little tea party. If they want to slack off, that's just fine by me. Actually, another time, another place, I might join them. The guards' barracks. What a lovely party they're having. Ah well, some of us have to work. I have no idea what made these holes. Strange. I can't just strut in through the main gate. I'm not sure all the soldiers are enjoying liquid celebrations. The truck Kim and I followed. It's locked. Let's see what that sign says. Wow, 2 crash landings in one day. Bad karma. Ah well, 2 crashes and no casualties. That's something. Although I dropped some of my gear. Never mind. Let's get out of here.
Paddock? Fenton, can you hear me?
Kim? Damn it, didn't I tell you to wait?
Oh, stop playing the hero. It doesn't suit you. Of course, I could always just leave you here and go back.
No. Just make sure nobody sees you.
Don't fret. What's it look like down there? Can you climb back up?
Not through the tunnel. I've slid down about 10 meters. But there are some passages here.
Shh, be quiet.
Kim? Kimmy? Is everything okay?
Yep, coast clear. I'll take a look around up here. There must be something we can get you back up with.
Okay, but be careful!
Always. The truck we followed. Daily newspapers. Looks like the paper boy around here has his work cut out. I'll take a paper with me. If I need more, I'll know where to find them. There's all kinds of rubbish in this crate. Let's see if I can find something useful in all this. The sign warns of crevasses. Fenton ignored it. It's not doing much good here, so I'll just take it with me. I wonder if I can work out what made these holes. Now I know. Those are smoldering cigar butts melting into the snow. The next cigar butt is mine. It's too big. It'll only get stuck. Watch your head down there! Watch it, Fenton! If this hits you in the face, you won't get any uglier, but you can still lose a few brain cells. You might want to back up a bit. Watch out! Duck! Fancy some light reading, Paddock?
Some large chunks of ice fell from the ceiling when I landed. I'll grab a few smaller chunks of ice, just in case I come across any fine bourbons on my travels. I'll put some lumps of ice in the pot. Okay, let's stick the lid onto the pot. No idea where this leads. That passageway leads straight ahead, and yep, sure enough, it descends into total darkness. This passageway is a little wider than the others, but I still can't see where it leads. Terribly dark. The tunnel I slid down. A gas burner. Looks like it might even be full. I'll light the burner. It's certainly not my favorite flavor, but it's burning. Okay, so if I just stand here and watch which way the smoke goes... Bingo! It's drifting down the left-hand passage. Ugh, this place smells like Gus's house. I must be right under the camp. The Germans tossed their rubbish into this cave. I can see the light. Ha! Always wanted to say that. There's a thin layer of ice covering most of the crevasse, but I can still feel the draft. Building rubble, wood scraps, and other rubbish. Nothing useful. Aside from that, most of it's frozen. Hey, a pocket knife. Of course, all the blades are broken off. Why on earth wouldn't they be? I should have known. Oh well, the corkscrew's still in one piece. Someone had their priorities right. Might work. I'll make a nice little fire down here, and the layer of ice up there will melt away. Fingers crossed. Then all I need to do is work out how the hell to get up there, although that may be academic, since most of this rubbish appears to be frozen solid. This log has a large knot in it. Let's see what I can carve out. Not much, as it turns out, but I've used the corkscrew to pull out the knot. I value my hands. I need something else to hold the pot over the flame. I'll put a few pages up here between the scraps of wood. The newspapers are burning. Let's hope the rest of it catches. Still, it should manage to melt the ice, provided I've got a few years to kill. Oh wait, I'm on a top priority secret mission. I need a new plan. Worth a try. Fenton Paddock, physicist. Location? Underground cave, Tibet. Here begins my experiment on the effects of heat on ice. Phase 1. A kettle with ice is heated up. The ice melts. Phase 2. The melted water appears to be bubbling and spitting. I shall call this boiling. Phase 3. Liftoff. Steam is shooting out of the hole in the lid. Conclusion? Water always behaves the same when heated, whether you're in Tibet or in Ipswich. I am a sarcastic bastard when I'm bored. Okay, I've stuck the wood chip into the hole in the lid. It's more likely to kill the fire than feed it. Let's see what happens next. The practical side of physics isn't bad. The wooden bullet thing went straight through the ceiling of ice. Ouch, ouch, ouch! Hot!
The truck we followed. The windows ajar. The ropes holding down the tarpaulin. If Fenton fell down 10 meters or more, this rope will never reach him. Maybe he could use it down there. I'm about to throw you a rope, Fenton! But don't worry, I have no intention of tying you down.
My word, a grappling hook. I am so resourceful. Aim well. That must be the tent we saw from above. I hope our guy's okay. Let's see if I can use any of this. Well, on the plus side, there's a grenade here. On the downside, it's most likely a dud. Judging by the engine noise and the smell, there are diesel generators in this shed. Locked. Looks like he's repairing the truck. A portable welding machine. The water would cause a short circuit. Sounds promising.
Was ist denn jetzt wieder kaputt? Vielleicht der Generator?
What now? You can't stay in there forever.
Hey, was ist denn jetzt los? Hallo? Hilfe! Hört mich da draußen jemand? Irgendwas blockiert die Tür! Hallo!
Good thing the generator in the other hut's loud enough to drown out his shouting. A toolbox. It won't budge. The lid seems to be jammed.
Also ich frag dich jetzt nochmal. Wie ist es dem Mönch und deinem Leutnant gelungen, aus dem Kloster zu entkommen? Welche Geheimtür haben sie benutzt? Wir können das Spielchen noch tagelang so weitertreiben. Ich habe hier hunderte von diesen Schallplatten und du scheinst die Musik ja zu mögen. Sonst würdest du ja nicht so beharrlich schweigen. Falls es dir zu leise ist, kann ich die Lautstärke auch gern noch etwas aufdrehen.
My word, it's Thomas. Thomas Finch. He's an officer in Richard's unit. I knew him from the service back in Hong Kong. It looks like they're torturing him with German marching music. It's booming through his headphones. A fate worse than death. I could deal with this guard, if he wasn't as wide as a door frame. Since I left my black belt at home, I'll have to be a bit more subtle. This guy's a machine. One-on-one, he'd mince me. Good God, where in the world did they breed that guy? A Nazi uniform. Thomas's headphones are plugged into this player. There must be, conservatively, about 5,000 German marching records here.
So, nun habe ich etwas ganz Besonderes für dich. Mal sehen, wie dir das gefällt. Ich koch dich schon noch weich.
A tent peg. I could just grab him from behind, but he doesn't look like an amateur. I need to get Thomas's attention and double team this guy. Of course, he's too busy enjoying German marching music. Yes, I can use this to lift the lid a bit. Let's see what I can pull out through the gap. A buzzsaw blade. I'll take it out of the cover. A bottle of glue. A saw blade. A vice. I've covered the edges of the pieces with glue. Now they just need to go back together. I can pick up, turn and set down the pieces. No reason why I shouldn't be able to handle this. Job done. I've glued the record back together. Of course, the light-coloured glue in the cracks won't stand up to scrutiny. At all. Corkscrews are for unscrewing corks, not dismantling military equipment. Perfect fit. I'll slide it in carefully. We could jazz up this cover with that picture of the soldiers from the newspaper, but we need something to stick them together. I should take the record out before I put glue on the cover. We don't need sticky stuff all over the shop. Perfect. We've got marching soldiers on the front cover. Hey, maybe I'll sell this as a collector's item instead. If I'm lucky, Hans won't notice it's not marches. Something tells me Thomas will.
Was ist denn das für ein Schrott? Die Platte ist ja geklebt.
Damn it. He noticed the glued cracks and threw the record out. I've unscrewed the top of the grenade and poured out the gunpowder. The gunpowder's sticking to the glue in the cracks. You can hardly see them. The record looks as good as new. Hey, maybe I'll sell this as a collector's item instead. If I'm lucky, Hans won't notice it's not March's. Something tells me Thomas will.
So, jetzt kommt ein echter Knaller.
Yeah. I meant that to happen. Job done. Hope no one heard the explosion.
Thomas? Wait, I'll take off the headphones.
Fenton? Fenton Paddock? What the hell are you doing here?
I'll explain later. You have to listen to me now. We don't have much time. Are you okay?
Fenton? You're back with the forces? Where's the rescue unit?
No. Listen to me, Thomas. Is everything okay? Are you injured?
Well, my ears are still ringing a bit and I'm pretty knackered. They haven't let me sleep for 3 days.
Can you stand up?
Not as long as I'm handcuffed to this crate.
Okay. I can take care of that. I need to know what happened.
I suppose we were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What do you mean?
Well, our mission was to survey the area. Richard's maps were taking us towards some key defence points. An old monastery set near a valley. It was dark when we got here. The search for the monastery was due to begin the following morning. We were prepping our gear and setting up camp when we heard explosions. The monastery was set on a mountain slope, and we could make out someone trying to blast open the entrance. We couldn't tell, but we assumed they were bandits. Richard ordered an attack. The maps showed a second, hidden entrance to the monastery, so we took a team up and made contact with the monks. We got in touch with the abbot, or whatever they call him, but we were too late. They stormed the main entrance. We were massively outnumbered. Didn't have a chance. The old monk hid Richard and I in a secret chamber. He was scared. Didn't think he'd make it. He told us something we were to remember at all costs.
And what was that?
He said, "The door is guarded by 2 dragons, Yao the Strong and Zhao the Wise. Zhao, the mother, is twice as old as her son, Yao." Something like that. Anyway, he made it, along with Richard, but I took a bullet and wound up here. I only realised then why we were overrun. Nazis put up a better fight than bandits, I guess.
What are the Germans doing here anyway?
They found something very exciting in the monastery, but I haven't the faintest idea what it is. In any event, it's important enough to the boss around here, that Countess von Hagenhild, to slaughter innocent monks. They kept asking me how to open the secret chamber, but I didn't give them anything. I suppose whatever they're looking for is in there.
You mean you didn't tell them anything about this dragon code?
No, not a word.
What happened to Richard?
I assume he and the monk made it to the chamber, but I really don't know.
So Richard might still be there?
Maybe, if they had some supplies. But he might even have made it out.
Well, whichever the case, I'm going to find him. That chamber. Where exactly is it?
In a kind of courtyard. There's a secret mechanism on the west wall.
Right. Thomas, do you have any idea how we can get out of here?
You're a card. The best thing would be to leave the same way you came, don't you think?
Yeah, we can forget about that. I kind of fell down a crevasse. Besides, you don't look like you're up for any sheer rock faces quite yet.
There are trucks leaving the camp several times a day. Maybe that's an option.
Sounds interesting. Okay, I'll find something to unlock the cuffs.
Might I suggest the key?
Not really my size, but what's this in the pockets? Perfect. The smallest key fits. The cuffs are open.
Thomas, let's get out of here. Can you walk?
I've had better days.
Maybe you better hang here until I can find us a way out.
I'll check out the trucks. Get out of here in style.
I'll put the uniform on first. Blend in with the locals.
I doubt Thomas is better off in there. I have to get him out of this camp. There's one just like that standing in front of the gate. The truck is a good option, but I'm not leaving until Thomas is on board. Hey, yeah, I can just drive Thomas out of here. I can hide him in the back of the truck. If we make it past the gate, we're home dry. Okay, Thomas is hiding in the back of the truck. If my luck holds, then the key's in the ignition.
Hey, was treibst du da, Bursche? Noch ein Kranker, oder? Das Wetter hier ist wirklich nicht jedermanns Sache. Ich bin auch die ganze Zeit erkältet.
Ja, can hardly speak.
Lass gut sein. Schon deine Stimme. Wolltest wohl rauf zum Kloster, was?
Mhm.
Haben die Jungs von oben wieder einen LKW bestellt? Um diese Zeit noch? Ich hab diesen Deppen schon 100-mal erklärt, dass ich so kurz vor der Dämmerung kein Konvoi mehr hochfahren lasse. Die sollen sich gefälligst an die Regeln halten. Nach 1600 verlässt kein LKW mehr die Basis. Es sei denn, im Kloster wurde eine Fundsache von höchster Priorität gemacht. Worum geht's denn überhaupt? Was soll denn so dringend abgeholt werden?
Well...
Was haben Sie denn per Funk übermittelt? Also ich brauche sowieso das vollständig ausgefüllte Einsatzanforderungsformular. Lass dir das im Funkraum ausstellen. Wenn die Fundstücke von besonderer Wichtigkeit sind, schicke ich dich mit dem LKW nach oben. Du findest mich in meiner Baracke. Aber komm nur wieder, wenn es wirklich bedeutende Fundstücke sind. Ansonsten wird das Zeug erst morgen abgeholt.
Very well. Radio room, form, and important find. Off we go. It's always the last key, isn't it? Doors open. Thank goodness. Nobody here. I wouldn't have figured the Germans for bureaucrats, but the number of forms here puts our police force to shame. A recorder with magnetic tapes. This expedition has more state-of-the-art tech than MI5. Let's hear this recording.
Ich habe den Gefangenen nach 2 Stunden Musikbeschallung wieder nach dem Objekt mit der Codenummer 28 gefragt. Er bleibt aber bei seiner Aussage, den Namen des gesuchten Objekts noch nie gehört zu haben. Die enorme Bedeutung des Objekts für den Fortschritt unseres Projekts macht weitere Verhörmaßnahmen erforderlich.
Object 28? What project? Cheeky Nazis. It's a list of sacred Asian artifacts. That must be what the Germans are looking for at the monastery. These papers here look like the special assignment forms the guard was talking about. I'll take one with me. That must be one of those special assignment forms the guard... Okay, Which of these list entries is important enough to make the guard approve a special trip to the monastery?
Here's the form.
Was? Teufel, das ist ja ein Fund. Frau Gräfin wird begeistert sein. Los, was stehst du hier noch rum? Starte den LKW und fahr nach oben!
Zu Befehl!
We can't get any higher in the truck. You'll have to continue on foot from here.
How far is it?
800 meters, maybe a kilometer. The path forks halfway. Head to the left to reach the side entrance.
Okay. You head back down the pass with Kim. Try to make it to the Indian border. When you get there, contact...
Hello?
Yes?
This is one of your terrible jokes, right?
What do you mean?
This is the second time you've tried to palm me off. You're sending me away with a complete stranger? Sorry, no offense.
None taken.
Kim, I've known Thomas for a long time. He's not about to sell you for a camel. I, on the other hand...
Oh, please. Where exactly would you be right now if it weren't for me?
Kim...
Impaled on an argali, stuck down a crevasse?
I'm not saying you haven't helped, but this is no place for young girls.
Oh, of course. I forgot. You infiltrated the German camp all on your own.
Fine. My life's achievements I owe entirely to you. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Close enough. So your friend here can just head on down the mountain on his own. Sorry, nothing against you.
No problem.
Fine. Fine. Just stop yelling before you bring the whole German army down on us. But I'm warning you, this is not playtime. It's a very serious rescue mission. You'll do what I say, when I say it, and without complaining.
Deal.
You better get going, Thomas.
Okay. Good luck, you two. If I were in better shape, I'd be with you. Look after him, Kim. I'll head for northern India and contact Lord Weston from there.
Good luck, Thomas.
The upper sign reads monastery. The next one points down the valley to the camp. The lower two point to the west. Berlin and, Venice? They're nailed on tight. I can't lever them off with my bare hands. How is it that a tent peg is more multi-purpose than a penknife? I've levered the signs off the post. Now the Germans will never know how to get home. They must use this pulley system to transport equipment up to the monastery. That container's been loaded with gear. But I guess someone bunked off before sending it up. Might be something useful up there. The diesel engine that runs the lift. Damn, these Nazis sure do know how to organize and carry out an expedition. This lift was installed recently. It leads up to the monastery. A puddle of oil from the hydraulics. That's more Gus's area than mine. This lever probably raises the loading platform. Ah, this lever operates the hydraulics that raise the loading platform, but it's not doing me much good if I'm down here.
Hey, Kim.
Yes?
Please don't get in a mood. I do appreciate what you've done. I'm just worried about you.
I'm not a little kid anymore. I don't need a babysitter. Besides, I'm not in a mood. No, I'll stay right here like a good little girl and wait for your instructions. Just like you told me to.
Right. Then listen. I could use your help.
Well, well. How about that? Really?
Really? And you can start by stopping the Madam Act. We're supposed to be saving Richard.
Okay. What do you need?
You see that container up there? If something's out of reach, it's worth having.
Need a leg up?
Tempting, but no. If you stand on that platform, I can lift you up there.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Here we go.
Okay, that's enough. Hey, you were right. This stuff will come in handy. It's some wood and a packet of white stuff. Sheesh.
Hey, I saved our lives with a bag of flour and a pumpkin not long ago, so don't be too hasty.
Oh, you're welcome then. I'll just go stand back over there so I don't bother the master at work.
The monastery where Richard disappeared. Okay, I guess the monastery's this way.
Fine deduction, Sherlock. Look, there's the secret side entrance to the courtyard.
Well, given the liberal scattering of grenades all over the place, I'd say it wasn't so secret anymore.
So what do we do now? Can you disarm them or something?
Shh! Be quiet.
Und? Irgendwelche Vorkommnisse heute? Oder besondere Instruktionen?
Nein, es gab nichts Außergewöhnliches. Wir konnten den Eingang zur Kammer immer noch nicht öffnen. Morgen wird vielleicht gesprengt.
Na, endlich. Das zögerliche Vorgehen der Gräfin kam mir schon merkwürdig vor. So kennt man sie gar nicht.
Dass du nicht kapierst, was wir hier vor uns haben, wundert mich nicht. Hier ist Fingerspitzengefühl gefragt. Wenn wir auch nur ein Detail übersehen oder etwas Unersetzliches zerstören, kann das zum Scheitern unserer Mission führen.
Drauf geschissen. Ich bin froh, wenn das Ganze endlich vorbei ist und wir wieder zurück in die Heimat können. Ich hasse nämlich den Winter und ich hasse Berge. Und Nachtwachen hasse ich am meisten.
Tja, hättest du dich beim Eignungstest nicht so blöd angestellt, wärst du vielleicht auch beim Erkundungstrupp gelandet und müsstest jetzt nicht Nachtwache halten.
Du riskierst eine ganz schön dicke Lippe.
Dann mal eine angenehme Nacht. Wir gehen zurück ins Lager.
Keine Sorge, Otto und ich grillen uns dann ein paar saftige Koteletts hier über dem Feuer und machen es uns richtig gemütlich.
Aber vergesst Siegfried nicht. Der arme Hund hat heute den ganzen Tag noch nichts zu fressen bekommen.
Ja, bis morgen.
Good. Only a couple of guys on night watch.
So, how do we get in?
Don't worry. I'll think of something.
No doubt.
Luckily, whatever monster of a bird built this is nowhere to be seen. From the speckling on the eggshell, I'd say it was a Himalayan griffin vulture. Probably. It's a small drain. No daredevil stunts for me today. Well, maybe just a few later on. A figure of a dragon carved into the wall. Looks like a prayer wheel, but I can't be certain from over here. These wires are connected to the detonators on the grenades. The main gate. 2 guards on duty.
Interesting.
What's interesting?
What? Oh, these grenades here. I just realized they're gas grenades.
And is that good?
Since when is poison gas a good thing?
I mean, Can you defuse them more easily than other grenades?
No, I can't. And besides, I don't have the tools I'd need.
What's so interesting about them then?
Well, actually, nothing when I think about it. Except that it's very clever. I mean, if they go off, they won't destroy the bridge, and they won't risk setting off an avalanche with a big explosion. So really, it's a very sensible and intelligent defense strategy. Clever Nazis.
And this is supposed to help us somehow?
Well, no, but...
Then why are we having this ridiculous conversation? Think of something.
Yes, Mom. The plank should just about reach the drain from here. I still can't reach it. Perfect. Let's get over there. It's a metallic prayer wheel engraved with odd markings. It won't spin anymore. Maybe it's jammed or frozen, but that's odd. The metal feels strange somehow. It's warm to the touch. Does this count as desecration of religious artifacts? Come to think of it, I did fall down a crevasse immediately after sealing those incense sticks. Whoa, there's a strong magnetic pull on this prayer wheel. Only, I'm pretty sure this tent peg is aluminium. So that doesn't make sense. Done. I've got it. There's a small opening. Looks man-made. The opening's too narrow to get a hold. But if I give the stone a knock... Yep, it's certainly hollow back there. Let's lever open this rock and take a look inside. Well, what do we have here? It's a wooden wheel mounted on an axle deep in the rock. There's a slot in the front here. Maybe one of the signs would fit in the wheel slot. Great. That makes for a good handle. The sign makes a decent makeshift handle. I've got it turned a little, but I can't get the handle any further round. Okay, I'll stick a wooden sign in this slot too. And another handle is set. Well, that's the last sign. Perfect. It's come all the way around.
Quiet.
Oh, you think?
I mean, even quieter than before. There's a guard dog down there. It's probably more intelligent than the Germans we've come up against.
Relax. You're the one nattering away.
Well, we're definitely in the right place.
This must be the courtyard Thomas talked about. According to him, the entrance to the secret chamber should be in the western wall.
So what now?
Same as before. You stay put, and I'll come up with something.
I'm giddy with anticipation.
A small snowdrift. A handsome Doberman. I'm actually a dog lover. It's just this dog doesn't look like he returns my affections. Story of my life. There's a tin down there. An aluminium knapsack. Used to use these things in the army. No idea what this is. There's a cable leading to those lamps. But this thing is definitely too small to be a generator. The western wall. It's completely in shadow. It's a pulley. Damn it. The noise from this rusty old winch is alerting the dog. I'll try to collect some oil in the eggshell. Let's get this old thing oiled up. No, not you, Kim. Let's give it a crack. Okay, I'll hang the prayer wheel on the pulley hook. Let's see what we can catch. Meat in a tin. The classy option. Ugh. This meat is disgusting. Best before 2010? This is how they used to open things in the past. You'd think they'd invent the tin opener at the same time as the tin. We're about 3 meters up. Should be a nice, quiet landing. Great. Magnetic prayer wheel fishing. I love rescue missions. There's something interesting about this prayer wheel. I'll hold on to it. Let's see what's in this knapsack. A gas mask, a canteen, a compass, and a torch. Smells like fruity tea. These Germans know how to ruin a gentleman's drink. Let's have a sip. That was a mistake. It's sour. According to the label, this is NaHCO3, which I think is a fancy way of saying baking powder. It dissolves in water to make a cleaning product. Maybe the Germans use it to clean their equipment. Always experiment in hopeless situations. The baking powder's bubbling and fizzing. It does say on the packet, avoid contact with acids. I suppose sour fruit tea does constitute an acid. That's what happens when you don't read the instructions. I can't screw it on too tight. The gas might make it explode.
which I assume would be bad if I'm still holding on to it.
Let's get a better look. No. With a broken lens, the light's too scattered to be any use. The dog seems to like it, though. Silver lining and all that. A torch and compass? Well, I guess I could replace the torch lens with the magnifying glass, bring things into focus a bit, but how can I attach them to one another? I'll spread some glue on the broken pieces of glass from the torch. There we go. The torchlight is now focused through the magnifying glass. Not exactly lighting the courtyard, but the dog seems to like it. With the lid sealed tight, the canteen should blow in a few seconds. Should be enough to bring down that snowdrift, but there's not much point while the dog's out of his kennel. Alright, let's get this bugger back in his house. Good boy. Now, stay. With the lid sealed tight, the canteen should blow in a few seconds. Should be enough to bring down that snowdrift right on top of the mud. Here goes. That cat in Hong Kong seems a long time ago now, but nonetheless, this makes the score Fenton 2, Animal World 0.
You're more intelligent than a dog. I can't think of any possible way to express my admiration more clearly.
Just hang on my every word. No idea what this is. There's a cable leading to those lamps. But this thing is definitely too small to be a generator.
Real adventurers love a challenge. You have the chance to try the more difficult version of this riddle. Can you handle it?
This box is a giant battery. Impressive equipment, but what the hell is this? I thought Germans were supposed to be efficient. If I can get these connected properly, we should be able to shed some light on the situation. Okay, which socket? And then there was light.
I'll give this to you. You do get there, eventually, despite all sensible evidence to the contrary.
I'm ignoring that. Now, this secret door must be around here somewhere.
According to Thomas, the entrance to the secret chamber should be somewhere in this wall. Nothing out of the ordinary. I suppose that's why it's a secret door. Just these small round ornaments in the wall. strange. It looks metal, but the prayer wheel's having no effect on this one. Aha! The magnetic force has swung open the metal plate. A mosaic of 2 dragons.
Real adventurers love a challenge. You have the chance to try the more difficult version of this riddle. Can you handle it?
This mosaic shows 2 winding dragons. Thomas mentioned a text that described just that. The door is guarded by 2 dragons. Yao the Strong and Zhao the Wise. Zhao the mother is twice as old as her son Yao. Well, brains and brawn. I'm the full package. Better get cracking on this. Got it. The body of the mother dragon covers twice as many tiles as her sons, twice as old. So that's what it meant. Ta-da!
You're beginning to scare me.
Come on, let's go. My nose is telling me this monk's been dead for some time. Richard? Richard, are you here?
Where are you going?
Wait here and don't touch anything.
What's that?
A belt pack.
Richard's?
Must be.
So where is he?
I'll have a look around. Maybe there's another exit.
It's a huge carving of a dragon. A stone column. No idea what it's for, but I can't move it. I don't understand any of this. I don't understand any of this.
The British Army belt pack. The pouches are empty, but it's got to be Richard's.
He's been dead for days.
Kim, do you see these symbols everywhere?
They're hard to miss, aren't they? Do you know what they mean?
Not my area, but I've seen them before. In your uncle's notes.
Where?
In the section where your uncle wrote about Professor Hayes and the dead monk in the cave. But his notes were in that weird script of yours.
Ah, right. It says, with Hayes's help, my uncle managed to translate the characters they found on the burned map.
And? Can you translate what's written here on the walls?
I don't know. Hayes thought these weren't really hieroglyphics in the truest sense of the word, meaning he didn't think the pictures actually represented words.
So what are they then?
He believed they may have been the first real writing system, a proto-script.
Okay. Is that good? That's good, right? You can translate it.
Can't really say until I've taken a good look at it. If I'm going too slow, feel free to take over.
Sorry, I just don't know how much time we have before the guards notice the open door.
Okay. So according to Hayes, the characters don't represent individual words. They represent complete sentences.
Really?
Yes, The characters aren't arranged in horizontal or vertical lines. They're organized in squares.
How practical.
I think the characters over the door read, "Behind the gate in this room, the sleeping dragon is hidden."
So there is another exit. Where?
Maybe there's something about it here. There are 2 keys that can open the gate and unleash the dragon. One is protected by the guardians of the gate. Hidden in a far distant place, the other key is waiting for those who, in the coming age, will have the power to confront the monster. Looking through the eye of the dragon reveals the hiding place on the keeper's map. All must beware of the dragon. Its power is tempting, but death and decay await those who cannot tame it.
That's it?
I'm afraid so.
Great.
Doesn't make sense to you?
Well, I suppose aside from all the dragon stuff, we do at least know there was a key here somewhere. Richard probably used it to escape. And there's a second key. Somewhere. So, to sum up, Richard disappeared through a door that we can't unlock using a key we don't have, to a place we know nothing about.
Wait a moment.
What?
The way to find the second key's hiding place is written right here. The location is recorded on a map. We'll be able to see it when we look through the eye of the dragon.
Great. Unfortunately, I don't have any dragons on me right now.
Think about it. When Hayes and my uncle found the monk, they said he had the remains of a map, along with
A gemstone resembling the eye of a dragon.
Great to see you're keeping up.
Do you know what happened to the stone and the map?
If we believe the notes, then Hayes took the eye.
Then Hayes might still have both.
It's possible. Wherever this gate leads, Richard must be on the other side. We need to find Hayes.
It's worth a shot. Do you know where he is?
In Marrakesch. Ich bin sicher, dass dieses armselige Abziehbild eines Wissenschaftlers nach dem Scheitern seiner bedeutungslosen Karriere noch immer dort herumkriecht und billigen Trödel an Touristen verkauft. Ihre Unterhaltung eben lässt den Mann nun allerdings in einem gänzlich anderen Licht erscheinen. Das Auge des Kanjur. Der Legende nach zeigt das grüne Drachenauge, wie man die Pforte nach Shambhala öffnen kann. Wir haben in den letzten Tagen intensiv danach gesucht. Aber dank Ihrer unschätzbaren Hilfe weiß ich nun, dass es sich schon seit einigen Jahren nicht mehr in diesem Kloster, sondern im Besitz von Professor Hayes befindet. Wir werden ihn zur Kooperation überreden und er wird uns die Pforte nach Shambhala öffnen.
Stay close to me, Kim.
Ich muss mich bei Ihnen bedanken. Sie haben mir die Aufzeichnungen des Kartografen und auch noch die passende Übersetzerin frei Haus geliefert, Herr Paddock? Das ist doch Ihr Name, oder? Oh, bitte verzeihen Sie. Ich habe mich Ihnen ja noch gar nicht vorgestellt. Hanna Gräfin von Hagenhild, Leiterin dieser Expedition.
Well, it's been lovely to meet you, Countess. So, unless you need us for anything else, we'll just let ourselves out.
Nun sehen Sie, die vielleicht nicht immer rücksichtsvolle Art und Weise, mit der ich dieses Unternehmen durchführe, ist dem Preis geschuldet, der uns hinter dieser Pforte erwartet.
Sure. So important you had to murder a load of innocent people to secure it.
Ich denke nicht, dass ein Blindgänger wie Sie versteht, was jenseits dieser Mauern auf uns wartet. Leider dürften Sie auch nicht lange genug am Leben sein, um die Wunder Shambalas mit eigenen Augen zu sehen und die Macht, die sie uns verleihen werden. Denn ich begehe sicher nicht den gleichen Fehler wie unsere dilettantischen Freunde in Hongkong und lasse sie länger am Leben als unbedingt nötig. Der Moor hat seine Schuldigkeit getan. Bringt ihn raus und exekutiert ihn.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm sure there's been some misunderstanding here. Maybe we can help each other.
Ihre Menschenkenntnis scheint so gering zu sein wie Ihre aktuelle Lebenserwartung. Ich strebe nicht danach, Freunde zu gewinnen, sondern meine Feinde zu vernichten. Aber trösten Sie sich, meine Entscheidung betrifft lediglich Sie allein. Das hübsche Fräulein bleibt am Leben. Vorerst. Sie kann uns bei der Übersetzung der Aufzeichnungen des Kartografen noch von Nutzen sein. Grasser, bringen Sie das Mädchen runter ins Lager und sorgen Sie dafür, dass sie es dort in den nächsten Tagen schön gemütlich hat. Schicken Sie anschließend ein Telegramm nach Berlin und informieren Sie den Minister darüber, dass wir nach Marokko aufbrechen, um Objekt 28 sicherzustellen. Und teilen Sie dem Museum mit, dass wir das Original der Piri-Reis-Karte untersuchen müssen und man das entsprechend vorbereiten soll.
Jawohl, Frau Gräfin.
Und ihr zwei, was steht ihr hier noch rum? Bringt den Mann endlich nach draußen. Ich will ihn tot sehen. Und zwar sofort.
Stop! That's far enough. Sometimes you've got to embrace death before escaping him. Here goes nothing. Halt!
Get your hands off me.
Let's go. Back to the capital.
Keep driving. Christ! Get out, kid!
Fenton!
Kim! No!
He's up ahead! Fire!
Votre whisky, monsieur.
Merci.
Excusez-moi, monsieur, mais tout va bien?
Quoi? Pourquoi cette question? Un verre de whisky, une splendide vue sur les nuages. Que demander de plus?
D'accord. Si vous avez besoin de quoi que ce soit, n'hésitez pas.
Merci. Mais la seule chose dont j'ai besoin maintenant, c'est de temps.